So here goes an intro. Hey, Jimmy Smith, thank you very much for being here. And you know what? Just to let you know, you're going to find out a lot of information down below on this course. One of the things that I ended up doing, um, I used to have a fitness martial arts gym for pretty close to 20 years. Pandemic hit, then curveball, we all had to make adjustments. So during my training and when I had the gym, I had a community of thousands of people in and out of my doors. And now I get to help people around the world. From a previous gym owner with a fitness and martial arts background to making things that are simple, practical, and applicable for real world self defense. Confidence comes from knowing you are ready. Why does self defense matters? Because number one, you got to have real results. You're going to have real experience. It's got to be fast and it's got to be efficient in today's times. Look at how the world is changing. With my 40 years plus of experience in martial arts, from working in Hollywood as a stunt double to coaching amateur and professional athletes, to fighters, to kids, to doing ninja courses, to women's, and most importantly, the families that I cherish so much. What would you do if someone grabs you from the wrist, somebody grabs you and chokes you, pins you on the floor, pins you up against the wall, or worst case scenario, some kidnapping for like human trafficking? This is how this world is changing in today's times. The problem is people are you're not alone. When other people are feeling they don't have the confidence, they don't know what to do, how to do it, when to do it, know their boundaries, know their limitations. So many things come up to play. The other thing too is you're going to encounter three emotional, I call it emotional roller coasters. You're going to freeze, you're going to fight, and you're in a flight, and it's in no particular order. It's just based on your lifeline and your timeline with your experience. So, teaching kids, I believe self defense should be so simple that a 5-year-old can do it, that a 95-year-old can do it. Because in between this line, you're going to have different strengths, different attributes, different aches and pains. When you're in your teenagers, you're going to be like you're Mr. Invincible, know it all. You're in your 20s, you're like, oh, I'm feeling a little bit getting real life. In your 30s, those aches and pains from the sports injuries from your 20s. And then when you're in your 40s, things start taking in, you're like, I'm going to go in there. Now I'm in my 50s and I'm feeling that wrath of all the older injuries, the hard combat training. And self-defense is you're not agreeing to mutual punishment. You're not going 12 rounds. You're not going into a cage. You're not agreeing to any of that. And so it's not self-defense is not going to be, and excuse me, it can't be too intense. It's intense when an attack happens, but for you to learn the moves, it's got to be simple. And it's not too expensive either. People think it's so outrageously high. No, you've looked on the free YouTube videos. There's a lot of great stuff and there's a lot of great stuff, not so great stuff out there. And the most important thing, no matter what, does it relate to you? Can you confide in what they are teaching to you? Most people can't, or they need like, oh, it's too complicated, too many moves. You got to get away in 3 moves or less, 3 seconds or less. Anything more than that, poof, you might as well like, okay, let's read a book while we're trying to escape an attack. And people are feeling paranoid about protecting their families. Kids are lacking confidence to set their boundaries like no means no and mean it 100%. The other thing is you're feeling helpless, avoidance. You're always alert, but you never ever have that overcame that confidence to have that confidence inside. So who is this for? It's for kids, it's sons and daughters, families, moms, sisters, the elderly. It is something that you can do as a family comes together, that bond stays together very strong. And it's you're gonna be stuck walking in everyday situations. You're walking out of the park, an attack can happen. You're going up on a trail. Well, how are we going to use the environment? We're going to use the dust, the dirt, the twigs, the sticks. Put something between me and the bad guy to create a barrier. This is also for every day you're going out to the grocery store. Somebody encounters you, asks you for some money or asking you to create a distraction. And then you're like, oh, and then they're having their buddies help you or take action in other ways by robbing you, manipulating you, uh, um, tricking you in whatever way it's going to be that they are doing this. Also, public restrooms. Here's something else most people think. When you go to the public restroom, do you send your kids in there? Well, here's a real story. Mr. Bad Person is in that behind the door waiting for a kid or a woman to come in. Without you knowing this, they lock the door and God knows what happens. This is a real story that happened in our town. And it's like, no, parents go in there and look, open, don't just let your kids go by themselves. Here's a solution. Okay. You have a martial artist, that's been brought up in I call it a street knowledge without going to my story in a second, but here's the solution. You get 40 plus videos and lessons that are 1 to 3 minutes long, that are short, concise, simple, with how to do it, with bullet points on step by step, what to do and how to do it. The other thing too is I call it, you're going to get street knowledge with the martial arts twist. We can punch, we can elbow, we can knee, and we're going to be creating a distraction. Hey, I don't want nothing. Hey, John, I'm over here. Boom, I'm going to create a distraction, get their reaction, take action. This is how simple it's got to be. It's got to be like a flash. You got to be able to turn it on like a light switch. There's no hesitant when you turn on that switch. It's either on or it's off. That's how self-defense has to be applied. Plus, for me training people privately, it ranges from a one-on-one from $75 to $200 for an hour session. And if I'm doing group classes, it's $400 all the way up to $2,000 that I've gotten paid to teach groups of businesses. And it's simple and they all walk away with skills that they can apply that same day, that same 10 minutes after the class, 5 minutes after, they know they have 2 to 3 takeaways. Well, here's the thing. You have an affordable lifetime access for videos at your disposal for under $100. Man, you're not going to be paying out more and more. And it's just rinse and repeat. Oh, I got more real life scenarios that I can pull from. Well, this is what I'm going to do. I got grabs on the floor. Oh, how do I do this? How do I get away from here? It is simple, practical, and applicable. So here's my little story. So I was in foster homes since I was 3. My mom was beaten and abused in front of me, and I couldn't do anything when I was a kid. At 10 years old, when she would come and get me out of the foster homes, that was devastating to see a man fully hit my mom where I was a little kid trying to hit him back, and my mom would shelter me and cover, and he would still beat the living daylights out of her, which was a mental barrier, and it was frustrating because as a kid, you want your mom to want to have your family and be protected, and that was something that I could not do. So I learned a lot of the street knowledge being brought up in LA, California, Southern California. I learned a lot of street knowledge with the martial arts twist. And the stuff there's no bowing, there's no preparation. I'm not going to be able to call for help or call one of my homies to help me out. No, I would want to be able, you got to develop on the skills and the knowledge that you have at your disposal, as opposed to putting your skills into faulty equipment such as mace, pepper spray, God forbid, a gun, a taser. All that stuff can be used against you as well. So martial arts literally gave me a purpose. Stunt work, and I was able to work in Hollywood through all of this as a stunt double, fight choreographer under Art Camacho, which was I still stay in contact with him today. Martial arts gave me the purpose. Stunt work gave me toughness. Sparring is fighting, doing fights myself, toughened up my body. But you know what's the most impactful? It's coaching. Coaching made the made impact, gave me impact to help others. Their story before I die, I want to get a million hearts inside here. So when I'm going up to heaven, I'm gonna say, hey God, did I do your work, your will to give people skills? Here's the other people's story. Man, they went from frozen to not knowing what to do to now I know how to do it. Oh, Jimmy, man, you gave me all the tools. When I told them no, they had the confidence to set their boundaries. When they said no means no, and they actually believed it and they stood their ground in confidence. They know they were aware of their surroundings. That to me is I got thousands of stories that are coming in, and it's forever ingrained in me that I can't. And I could go on and on and on about stories, and boy, do I have them. Also, here's the other thing too. Here's a straight call to action. Why, if not now, then when? Don't wait for the wrong moment to remind you why this matters right now. Click below and gain the confidence, the calmness, the protection for yourself and your family. Most importantly, this isn't about showing off. No, I've had my glory days. It's about showing up for yourself and for the people you love. And here's what I want you to live by. This is what I started out here. My last name is Smith. And this is what it stands for: strength, mindset, integrity, training, and health. Thank you very much. Have a blessed day.